welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Adio.
And I'm Khalil Deal.
Okay, so we're going to bringing you guys the main event. The main card portion of the event coming up in Abu Dhabi this Saturday. To open the card up, we have Shara Magomedov against Armen Petrosian. Then we have Magomed Ankalaev against Alexander Rakic. Following that, with the miracle, Lon Murphy against Dan Eige. In the co-main event, 5 rounds, baby, we got Robert Whitaker against Khamzat Chimaev. And for the main event, we got Ilia Tapia against Max Holloway. So, opening up the card, we got a good old Magomed Ankalaev against... we got Shara Bullet against Armen Petrosian. Who do you got, Real Deal?
All right, welcome back to KAMMA, UFC 308. I'm hyped for this one, man. I'm really hyped for this one. I think this is going to be a really good card. All right, so the first fight of the main card here, Shara Magomedov and Armen Petrosian. I got to go with Shara Magomedov. Armen Petrosian, I don't like him. I feel like he's just a one-trick pony. Armen Petrosian, all he really has is his striking. He never really tries to do any grappling. He's very obvious when he strikes too. He doesn't really do any feints. He comes at you. He throws punches. He throws kicks, but they're easy to see coming. You know, it's I feel like he's been doing that. That's just the style of fighting, man. You know, he's decent on the feet. I'm not going to say he's bad on the feet, but I just feel like Shara Magomedov is a little bit more tricky. I think he's a little bit more slick on the feet. I think his punches are a little bit more, it's harder to see them coming. He mixes it up a bit. I do know that he has been training his grappling more, and I think he might use it. We might be surprised in this one. I think he might use the grappling in this one on Petrosian, because Petrosian is really not good on the ground. Like, this guy absolutely sucks on the ground. If he gets taken down, he looks really bad. I hope Shara uses that in this fight, but I think Shara punches harder too. I think he's got more power than Petrosian. He's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage. He's the younger fighter by 3 years. He's just been on a tear lately. And he did not look good, Petrosian, in that last fight against Rodolfo Vieira. And that's what I was saying about the grappling. Whenever he fights a grappler like Rodolfo Vieira, who's a submission specialist and a very good grappler, he loses. He's very good at fighting against, guys who can just strike only. Now, if this fight stays on the feet and Shara doesn't use any grappling and he doesn't use any takedowns, Petrosian has a chance to win there. But I think Shara will mix it up. I think Shara will land some harder punches. And obviously, I can see you shaking your head there. You're going for Petrosian.
Shara doesn't take anyone.
I'm willing to bet you're going for Petrosian, Andio. But I'm going to take Shara Magomedov, the bullet, to beat Armen Petrosian by KO or decision. And there you have it. That's my pick. Who you got here, Andio? Go ahead and tell us you got Armen.
Okay, in this fight, Shara Magomedov against Armen Petrosian, I am going to be taking Shara Magomedov in this one.
What? I am surprised here, man. The way you were shaking your head. Why were you shaking your head then?
Why? Is he an underdog?
I thought you were going Petrosian all the way. Yeah, he is an underdog.
Nope, I'm going with Shara Magomedov here because, I feel... Yeah, Armen Petrosian, if it stays on the feet, he's going to lose too. I think he's better at in close, maybe striking. His kicks, I think, are better in close. Everybody raves about Shara's kicks, which are really great, but he needs a lot of space to use it. Armen can get his kicks up into someone's face from that real close boxing range. It's really something, his kicks there. But overall, I don't think he's going to use any takedowns to get anywhere with Magomedov. This fight will be a fight on the feet. And I really think Shara Magomedov is going to get the better of him somehow. He's flashier on the feet. He hits with more power, that's for sure. And he's not going to have to worry about Armen Petrosian's takedowns at all. If he does take him down, which he should if he wants to win, Armen Petrosian, he's going to have to deal with Shara's elbows from the bottom, which we all love at the same time, right? And maybe he's
good from on the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe he's going to cut him up before they stand him up for the start of the next round. So yeah, I got to go with Shara Bullet here. I'm going to call a knockout or decision.
Yeah, and I this is what I had heard somewhere that Shara Magomedov has been working on his grappling and his wrestling. So I'm hoping that he uses this in this fight because Petrosian, he did lose to Vieira, like I mentioned, and also Caio Baralho, who was a guy who was able to take him down. He
Yeah, but
loses to guys who can grapple. That's what I'm saying.
true, but Shara could train for the next 30 years only as grappling and jiu-jitsu, and he's not going to be as good as those guys.
I'm gonna say for betting.
Talking about the great in the UFC here, really, in the division.
I'm going to tell you that for the betting, we'll talk about that on Friday. Though I do have Petrosian as one of my dogs. The reason why is because he does pretty well when he fights guys that just want to strike with him. For example, RoboCop when he beat him in a split decision. Also AJ Dobson and also Christian Leroy Duncan. Petrosian was able to beat those guys because they just wanted to stand and bang. But again, Shara, if he stands and bangs with Petrosian, he could still win based on power and based on his smoothness and his technique of punches. I think he's a little bit more less obvious than Armin. Armin, like I said, when he throws punches, you see it coming. You know what he's going to do. And I think he might get countered a bit by Shara in this one. So yeah, I'm surprised, but we're both going for Shara in this one. Let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. I do know that NDO was busting my balls all last week, telling me, "Go get Rakic, go get Rakic. He's at crazy dog money right now." And
No. I think you're I think you're slightly off because I said I'm going to wait until Rakic goes up in value.
yeah, but I remember you were telling me that you liked the value that he had there.
I even
Rakic
did,
could be
and
one of my dogs.
I'm going to check right
Hey, I'm
now.
going to say something good about you here. I think that Rakic could be one of my dogs in the betting, and I liked when you told me about that because I was looking at the value, and I think I'm going to do the same thing. Wait till it goes up a little bit.
Yeah, you should have done that before too because he went down in value.
It's gone down.
Yep.
Okay, well,
This
yeah.
is the opposite of what I thought would happen, but yeah, okay. Look,
The pick is going to be Magomed Ankalaev, though, for me, man, for
the
sure.
pick is going to be Ankalaev for me also. I with him, he's going to slow the fight down the way he always does. He's a very good striker, but he has just as good grappling. If Rakic wants to win this fight, I suggest he try to take Ankalaev down and quickly because he has good top control himself, and Ankalaev wouldn't really expect that. But I really don't think Rakic is going to do that. And I think in the end, Ankalaev is just going to wear on him, probably stop any takedown attempt that Rakic may do in desperation. And Rakic to me is a guy that can't beat the best of the best. Like even Projaska, who may not be the best of the best, but he's almost there. He can't beat him. He had a hard time with Blachowicz, I remember. So yeah, give me Ankalaev by a knockout or decision. I just don't think he has what it takes, man. Rakic. He's really skilled, really powerful. I want him to win this fight, but I don't think he's gonna. So yeah, give me Ankalaev.
Now you disappointed me in the value there. If I go check that out and the value is not worth it anymore like it was before, maybe I won't have him as one of my dogs. But yeah, I got to pick Magomed Ankalaev, man. It's just the relentless grappling that he has and his wrestling and grappling, his submission threat as well. Ankalaev is just relentless with it. The Dagestani, he keeps the fights on the ground. He does whatever it takes to take you down. He's also been pretty good at striking too. He's been pretty good lately.
Well, he only averages
Walker.
He likes to keep it on the feet, though. Don't forget Ankalaev.
Yeah. Ankalaev, he can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could strike. The fight against Johnny Walker, he knocked him out, and I thought that he was going to use more grappling in that fight, and he actually stood and banged with him quite a bit, and ended up knocking him out with a right hook uppercut, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, he only averages one takedown a fight, Ankalaev.
Yeah, but when he gets you down, he keeps you down for the entire round.
You don't want him on top of you.
Exactly. Same thing with Anthony Smith. Managed to knock him out too with a ground and pound. So he did take him down, but then ground and pounded him out. So I think Ankalaev is going to be too much for Rakic. I do think Rakic does have some power too, though. He could land something and hurt Ankalaev. If he does actually try to use some wrestling as well, Rakic can do that. But I don't know if he will get the chance to. Ankalaev is very good at takedown defense, so uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Magomed Ankalaev to win by submission or decision in this one. Maybe even a knockout, maybe just sub or maybe KO submission. Actually, I don't even think it's gonna go the distance. All right, so we're in agreement here. Let's move on up to the next fight. Lerone Murphy against 50K Dan Ige. I got to go with Lerone Murphy in this one, man. Dan Ige is pretty decent, but Lerone Murphy is just all around the better fighter. He mixes it up with his grappling, with his wrestling. His striking is very, very good. He's going to be 2 inches taller too, which I really like. The reach, let's see the reach here. He's got a 2.5 inch reach advantage too for Lerone Murphy there, which is good. Lerone Murphy, man, I was very scared in his last fight when he fought against Edson Barbosa. Barbosa, I thought was going to be able to pull one over on him, and Lerone
You
Murphy.
learn your lesson.
Very happy about that. And Barbosa's a very good guy who's also good at grappling and very good. He's very durable. And he managed to beat him out by unanimous decision, which was very, very impressive. I think that Barbosa is actually a little bit better than Dan Ige. For those reasons, I like Lerone Murphy to win this one here. I got Lerone Murphy winning by knockout or decision on Dan Ige. I don't think he does anything else
I,
other than that, though.
I agree with you, man. I think Barboza even now is better than Ige. For that matter, how's this for a hot take? I think a lot of guys are better than Dan Ige. I think Ige is very simple. Like, he's good everywhere. He's not great anywhere, except maybe takedown defense. He doesn't kick enough for my like. He doesn't go to the body enough. He's too simplistic in his boxing. You're not going to get many surprises. He's tough. I don't think he's as versatile as the Miracle. And I haven't picked against Lerone Murphy since he got in the UFC, and until he loses, I don't think I will. So give me Lerone Murphy by knockout. No, actually, it's probably going to go to decision. Dan Ige is very tough. People just love him because he accepts fights on 2.5 seconds notice, which is,
Yeah.
it's commendable. But we're talking about wins and losses and who's going to win the fight. I'll go with the Miracle here. The only complaint and problem I have with the Miracle, we're going to have to wait and see on the scales and come face-off time on Friday because he really could, tighten up in certain spots. A little flab here and there on Lerone Murphy could really hit the gym a little more. But that's about
Oh,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
I have no doubt that he's going to come in there in great physical shape. He'll be ripped for this one for sure, man.
All right.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to mention one thing about Dan Ige, though. This guy is really good against getting subbed. I mean, he did a fantastic job against Diego Lopez in his last fight, not getting subbed. You saw how many submission attempts that Diego Lopez put on Dan Ige, and he survived those. Man, it was
He's a tough guy. But again, he's one of those guys that's there, nearing there, or already there. Those losses come from somewhere, man.
Yeah, he's a very tough guy. But he definitely doesn't get sub. That's for sure. Bryce Mitchell too was able to try. He tried to sub him all kinds, and he
Yeah,
could.
he's hard to put away in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's hard to put away in general. But I think Lerone Murphy will outstrike him, just outbox him, get some takedowns. Use his wrestling, and he should be able to dominate in this one, get a unanimous decision here, or maybe even a knockout if he catches Dan Ige. But Dan Ige is pretty tough. All right, let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Robert Whitaker against Khamzat Chimaev. Who you got here, Andy? Go.
Okay. I was trying. I was trying to pick Robert Whitaker here, but I'm gonna have to go with Khamzat Chimaev. Like the guy barely fights. He's getting to fight in Abu Dhabi, where he's allowed to fight, where he likes to fight. He's facing Whitaker, the real vet. Let me keep it simple and short here as to why I'm picking Khamzat because I feel he's gonna go at him kind of really rough and tumble and be a bully to Rob Whitaker, much like Robert Whitaker got beaten by Dricus.
Because Duplessis, yeah.
Yeah, I can see him getting out muscled and just outstrengthed. And look, Whitaker has the longer this fight goes, the more of a chance Whitaker has to win. But I feel Chimaev has a pretty good chance of putting away Whitaker. Maybe not like knockout style, but more of a grounding kind of like he'll get him down and really put the hurt on him and either clamp on a submission or just pound him out. Probably clamp on a submission in, I would say, the early. Oof. Give me second round for Chimaev here.
Yeah, Khamzat Chimaev has been just looking amazing, phenomenal lately. He's going to be in his hometown. He's going to be 2 inches taller. He's going to have a 1.5 inch reach advantage. He's looking pretty decent, man. I mean, coming off that win against Kamaru Usman in his last fight there, that was a really, really nice one there. Also, not to mention the fight against Gilbert Burns too, man, who's a really good submission guy and wrestler and grappler, and he was able to beat him by unanimous decision. Robert Whitaker keeps the fights on the feet. He has no grappling skills really or any submission skills, so that's not a threat to Chimaev. Whitaker is going in there to try to box with Khamzat. He's going to go in there and try to keep the fight on the feet and try to strike with him. One thing though, Robert Whitaker does have very good body punches.
Oh, no, not only that, he has some nice kicks too, and some nice kicks off combinations. And if he can catch Kamzat if he comes in at the wrong time and he catches him with one of those high kicks,
That is quite possible. Whitaker's pretty tough. He hangs in there. He's pretty strong. He's pretty durable. I just don't like Whitaker's ground game, and that's where Khamzat's gonna get this win here because he's just better at the ground game, and I don't think Robert Whitaker, even though he has a pretty high percent, I think it's 57% takedown defense or something like that, a pretty decent takedown defense for Whitaker. Khamzat, this is a 5-round fight. He's not going to be able to fend off all the takedowns from Khamzat for 5 rounds. Khamzat's not going to stop trying to take him down. He's going to continue relentlessly trying to take him down. And when he does get him down, he stays on top and controls him. And I think he gets a submission in this one or ground and pound knockout. So
what round you got?
Pick for me is Khamzat Chimaev to win by KO or submission in the 3rd or 4th round. I think that
the 3rd or 4th.
I think Robert Whitaker, he's going to be able to last quite a bit, but in the 3rd or 4th round, when he starts getting tired, I think that's where Khamzat will be able to finish him off there. I don't think he finishes him early.
Little for you stat folks out there, Robert Whitaker takedown defense 82%.
Oh, 82 is even higher than I thought. There you go. So pretty decent takedown defense there. So, but again, he's going to have to try to fend that off for the entire 5 rounds. It's almost going to be impossible against a guy like Khamzat. All right, so we are in agreement again here in the main card. Did we disagree on any of these fights in the main card?
I don't think so.
We didn't, eh?
No.
We agreed on Shara.
We agreed on Magomed.
Lon Murphy, Khamzat. Nice. All right, so let's see if we agree on all of the fights in the main card. I know in the prelims we had Andy O picking some real serious dogs, and if he gets that Carlos Leal, I will forever say that this guy is the GOAT in picking on dogs. All right, let's move on up to the last fight, the main event of the card. We got Ilia Topuria against Max Holloway. For this one here, man, I have to go with Ilia Topuria, man. This guy has been sensational as a champion. He's awesome. He looks really good. He's very smooth in his striking and his punches and his boxing. Very smooth. Max Holloway is also very good. I can't say anything bad about Max Holloway. The guy's a very good striker as well, but I find he goes a little too fast sometimes. And Holloway kind of like, when he starts to strike and stuff, he goes a little too quickly. He tends to throw too many punches too fast. I think he'll get countered a lot by Ilia, who's more technical. And also Ilia mixes it up with his grappling also and takedowns. And I think he'll be able to do that on Max, take him down. Max, we've seen it. He's not good when he gets taken down on the ground. I like that Ilia is going to be the younger guy, 27. So he's going to be, 5 years younger than Max Holloway. And also, just the grappling advantage here that he has in his back pocket for Topuria. The guy can wrestle, the guy can grapple. He's coming off of a 5-fight winning streak. Looked amazing against Volkanovski. That was very impressive. That knockout on Volkanovski, you got to admit that was sick. That right hook, absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, for sure.
The difference between Justin Gaethje, where Max Holloway beat Justin Gaethje, where he knocked him out, is that Gaethje didn't really scare Max Holloway. It didn't really make him respect his power, and that was the problem in that fight. Whereas Ilia, when he lands serious punches, man. He's got very, very serious power, and Max Holloway will have to respect that. And I think that when he does get hit with a punch from Ilia, it's going to take away from his relentless striking and going super fast, coming at him. I think he's going to be more reserved in this fight, and I think that's why Ilia is going to get the win here. What about you, Andy O? Who you got here?
I got to go with Ilia Topuria also.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about MMA math, but Topuria kind of looks a lot like Volkanovski, beat Volkanovski the way he did. Volkanovski was Max's kryptonite. Max lost to him 5 times. Ilya's better than Volkanovski. I just think the compactness and just the way he fights and the combination he pulls off, the fact that he's decent defensively, he can mix in the grappling. I think it's going to be too much for the very tough, always game Max Holloway. I don't see this fight going to the ground all that much. Holloway's good at defending shit on the ground. He's solid there, but he's going to want to keep the fight on the feet for sure. And I think Topuria is going to oblige for the most part. I think he's gonna outstrike him on the feet, possibly hurt him, possibly even knock Max out for the very first time. Max Holloway, you could say he hasn't been finished till you're blue in the face, man, but this guy's been concussed how many times? And who knows when the wheels will begin to fall off on this guy. He's looked good, for a guy that's been around for a very long time and has taken a lot of damage. He looks all right. But again, for how much longer? So yeah, give me Topuria by knockout or decision.
All right, there you have it, folks. Our early predictions for the main card. Stay tuned on Friday where we talk about our final predictions, thoughts and face-offs, and our official bets. So please like and subscribe. Tell us who you have. I hope you enjoy the video and our predictions. We did pretty well last week in our predictions as well.
And leave a comment and share. And we did pretty good in our predictions. What'd you go?
I forgot now. I think
I did one more win than you. So
yeah. I think I went 7 for 11. You went 8 for 11. I think in the last card. So
yes, that's
pretty
it.
Good averages there. So we've been predicting, folks. We've been doing pretty well, man. Take it easy. Peace out. KAMMA.